So, what if I told you that mind reading isn't some superpower you see in the movies? What if it's actually a skill, something you can learn? Well, that's the big idea behind Henrik Fexeus's work. And today, we're going to break down how you can turn what looks like a magic trick into a real, practical tool for understanding people.
So, can you really read minds? The short answer is, yeah, you can. And the thing is, you're already doing it, all the time, probably without even thinking about it. Our goal here isn't to give you some brand new superpower, but to make you way, way better at one you already have. Okay, first things first. Let's get one thing straight. We are not talking about psychic powers or some kind of supernatural gift. The reality is much more interesting. It's about sharp observation, a little bit of psychology, and really good communication skills. It's not about reading thoughts, it's about reading people.
Now, to really get how this works, we kind of have to undo a huge mistake that's been wired into our thinking for hundreds of years, thanks to a philosopher named René Descartes. He's the one who really pushed this idea that our minds and our bodies are two totally separate things. And as we're about to see, that idea is just plain wrong.
Here's the real deal. Your mind and your body are one system. They are totally, completely connected. You literally cannot think a single thought without something physical happening in your body. Every little emotion, every complex idea, it all shows up somewhere.
Let's try a quick experiment right now. Go ahead and clench your jaw. Now lower your eyebrows like you're scowling and just stare at one spot on the wall. Hold it for a second. Do you feel that? You've just used your body to signal anger to your nervous system, and it starts to react. See, this connection goes both ways. Your body talks to your mind just as much as your mind talks to your body.
So, if our thoughts and feelings show up in our bodies, how do we start to read those signals in other people? Well, it all comes down to one simple but incredibly powerful idea: rapport. This, right here, is the foundation for understanding absolutely everyone. So what is rapport? You know that feeling when you just click with someone? That's rapport. It's a state of connection and understanding that happens almost entirely without words. And it is absolutely essential. If you don't have it, whatever you're trying to say, well, it's just not going to land. You're basically talking to a brick wall. And this gets to the heart of why it's so powerful. See, rapport is built on a feeling of similarity. The logic buried deep in our brains is simple. If you seem like me, then you must understand me. And if you understand me and like me, well, then I'm probably going to want to agree with you. It's that basic.
All right, so now for the fun part. Let's get into the practical toolkit. These are actual techniques you can go out and start using the minute this is over.
The most fundamental tool is mirroring body language. It's a simple three-step dance. Step 1, just watch. How are they sitting? What are their hands doing? Step 2, and this is super important, delay. Don't be a copycat. Wait 20 or 30 seconds. Then, step 3, subtly match. If they lean on their right elbow, you might, a little while later, lean on your left. Their unconscious mind picks up on the similarity, and that feeling of connection starts to build.
But it's not just about what you see, right? It's also about what you hear. You can build incredible rapport by matching how someone speaks. If they talk really fast, you can pick up your pace a little. If they're soft-spoken, you can lower your volume. Out of all of these, matching their tempo, the speed of their speech, is one of the most powerful things you can do.
And if you think that sounds like a small thing, get this. A study of telemarketers found that just by matching the customer's vocal tempo, they increase their sales by almost 30%. 30%! That is a massive difference from one tiny, subtle shift. Okay, so once you've used these tools to build that connection, you can do something really cool. You can go from just reading someone to actually gently leading them. This is where you can have a really positive impact.
Here's how it works. Say your friend is feeling down, kind of slumped over. You first build rapport by subtly matching their posture. Then, ever so slowly, you start to shift your own body language. You sit up a little straighter, you open up your posture, and here's the magic. Because you're in sync, they will unconsciously start to follow you. As their body language lifts, their mood often does too. But a really important warning here. Fexeus calls it Othello's mistake. When you're in a really strong emotional state, like you're super angry or jealous, your brain gets skewed. You start looking for evidence to confirm how you feel, and you'll misread everything. A totally neutral expression will look like a dirty look. Basically, your own strong emotions can make you a terrible mind reader.
So, to pull all of this together, let me share a quick story from the author himself. It really shows how powerful this stuff can be out in the real world.
The author Henrik is at a conference lunch. He sits down with a man he doesn't know and launches right into telling a story. And He's met with a cold, hard stare. Just total disapproval. The connection failed big time.
But instead of just giving up, he stops. He realizes his mistake. He jumped in without paying any attention to the other person. So for the next few minutes, he just eats quietly and starts to build rapport from scratch. He matches the man's slower, more deliberate pace. He matches his grounded body language.
And then he tells the exact same story again, but this time he frames it differently. He tells it in a way that matches the other guy's vibe, emphasizing how things felt instead of just how they looked. And this time, it was a huge success. The guy loved it. And here's the punchline. That man he was talking to, turns out he was the managing director of the company that had hired Henrik to speak that day. He almost completely alienated his own client. But by consciously using these skills, he turned a total disaster into a great connection.
And that really brings us back to the main point. The art of reading minds isn't about some mystical power. It's about paying attention. It's about seeing what's right there in front of you, in someone's posture, in their voice. It's about listening to how people feel, not just to the words they're saying. So let me just leave you with this. What could you learn if you just started paying a little more attention?